So let's make this even a little bit nicer developer experience. This is what I would do if this was my particular container. I'd probably write a different like dev.docker file, but let's just modify this one directly. What we're going to do here is under here we're going to say run npm install -- global, or I'm lazy, so I just say npm i-g nodemon. And I've heard people say this a million different ways. Nodemon. I'm going with nodemon, so it's up to you how you want to say that, or nodemon. This basically is a file watcher that will restart your node server every single time that it sees a file change, so it makes it really nice to develop with. So I'm going to install that up here, and then down here, instead of saying node, I'm going to say nodemon. And this will make it a really nice developer experience that we can just be going and writing our server, and then every time that we change a file, we'll click save, and everything will just work. So right now, we have to stop all this stuff and then restart it every single time that we change a file. I would say that's unfun. So now with nodemon, we can make this really fast because it won't have to restart the container every single time that we make a change to the files. So now that we've done that, we've saved our Docker file. We're going to say docker compose up. It should go through and rebuild our container. It doesn't look like it actually rebuilt our container. Do we need to do it ourselves? I might be modifying the wrong one. I am modified the wrong one. Easy to do when you have 19 Docker files. All right, sorry. So come into your networking Docker file, and we're going to do that up here. Same thing. Run npm i-g nodemon, and then down here nodemon, so that we can restart our development environment every single time that we save a file. Okay, stop our server. You can see that it's creating networks on the fly for us, which is nice. And then here we'll restart. Docker compose up. So everything should be still working here. And then here, this is in networking. So instead of saying success true, maybe we're going to say success false. And I'm not sure this actually ended up rebuilding it. Let's check. Yeah, it didn't. So why is that? Is there somewhere I can force rebuilds? Yep, let's do that. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to say docker compose up -- build, because we know we modified our Docker file. It's going to force it to build the web container for us. Typically, you're not modifying your Docker file very much. Usually, you write your Docker file, and then it's a couple months before you have to go modify it again. And then once this is built, this will work for us. Okay, so now this is saying false here. So instead of having to do that whole song and dance, right, typically we'd have to stop docker compose up, build, wait for the Docker file to build again every single time that we wanted to see a change. Now, in theory, if I come back, it says false right now, right there. If I say true, and I go look here, it should tell me that it restarted, maybe. Well, in any case, it's true now. So now this allows us to more rapidly iterate. So you could be like, Brian is cool, and that's 100% true. And I could refresh now, Brian is cool, true. Very cool, right? Just like me. Again, this is a very kind of scratching the surface. There's a lot more you can do with this. Let's actually do something a little bit fun here as well. So I'm going to stop this again. Wait for this to stop. The cool thing about Docker Compose, if you want to simulate like running multiple servers at the same time to make sure that everything is working correctly, we can say a docker-compose up, and then I can say --scale web equals 10. Instead of starting just one web container, which is what it was doing before, now it's going to start 10 web containers. I don't even know what. It's probably because they're all listening on the same ports. Yeah, so they're all trying to bind to the same port. Yeah, and so we'd have to go through and have like a smarter, like round robin way of binding to different ports, just to show you how this actually would work. Let's just, if I just got rid of this, which means it wouldn't work anymore, but it would start up. There you go. So then it's going to go in and start all these various different containers up. And you can see here, now I have a bunch of all these different logs flowing in from 7 different versions of the same web container. So if you're a bit smarter about how you're binding the ports and how you're listening, you probably have to have some sort of like a load balancer in front of it. So you could do that with like Nginx, you could do it with like traffic. There's a bunch of things that'll do it for you. And then it would load balance between all your various different containers. That's a lot more involved than I want to get right now with Docker Compose, but all things are definitely possible here. And it's pretty cool that we just scaled out our service to 10 different containers just like that, just for fun. Okay, cool. Yeah, HA proxy would work for here as well.